Wow, it is a dreary, rainy, icky morning out. Looks like this is going to be socked in for a while today. But there's one thing about living in California is you never want to complain about the rain. Nah, we still complain about it. Well, good morning. Don't you love it when people do that? Makes it look like I just had the camera running this whole time and I just now happened to come into this shop. Let alone the fact that, you know, I would have had to have left my garage door open all night long, but at least I've got my cup of coffee to go for the day. Here's how that really played out. I'm back here. Turn the camera on. Back here. I just happen to be walking in. Better turn on the lights. Good morning. Well, despite all of the rain and humidity, these did dry overnight, so one last sanding, one last coat of polyurethane, and that ought to do it. But you know what I'm gonna do on this final coat is I'm only gonna apply it to the visible surfaces, so 2 coats on anything that's not gonna show. I mean, some of it will show, like when you open these doors, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, that should do it. Whenever I apply polyurethane, I'm always reminded how important that 3rd coat is. You may want to stop at 2, but as soon as you apply that 3rd coat, you'll notice that all of a sudden it starts to look like a real finish. Ooh, the mystery spot. The longer we're in isolation, the more important it's going to be for us to maintain some sort of exercise routine, whether that just means going for a walk or setting up sort of a makeshift home gym like I'm doing. After I completed my 2nd marathon back in August, I shifted my focus. I'm working with my trainer now on strength training and bodybuilding. Basically, the program she's set up for me is I'll do a push day, then I'll do a full body workout, then I'll do a pull day, full body workout, push day, and then I do a leg day on Saturday. But since I don't have access to all that gym equipment and all the variety it has to offer, I asked her to set me up with a program using what I have here and hopefully what I can add to it. So right now, it's just on a strict push day, pull day, leg day, push day, pull day, leg day, and then a day off. So it's still 6 days a week, but I'm just rotating between pushes, pulls, and legs. And so yesterday was my pull day with the pull-up bar, and so I won't be using that today, but I just thought it would be fun maybe if I showed you today's push day using this limited equipment. These Bowflex dumbbells are pretty cool, but they're kind of big. They're a little bit bulky, but it doesn't take up a lot of space. So what she has me doing are 2 supersets. The first one is dumbbell narrow grip press, trying to keep them close together. And then the second one is super band push-ups. I don't have a super band, I just ordered one, so I'm just gonna do regular push-ups today. So it's alternating between the presses and the push-ups. Take a break and do that 4 times. Oh my God, 4 sets of that is killer. Okay, now I've got my 2nd superset to do, so it's gonna be supine dumbbell crush tricep extensions. I'll do those on the floor, and that's a matter of crushing the sides of the dumbbell and then just doing tricep extensions. Dumbbell Y raise. This is really good for your lats. And then finally the single leg bench dips. I'm gonna use my Harmony Garden bench to do those. Hey, wanna make one of these benches for your own? Head over to theweekendwoodworker.com. Oh my God, my triceps are just ruined, but it feels really good after that. It's about a 1-hour workout. So I just need to go eat some lunch, have a protein shake, and I'm gonna start thinking about what my next project is going to be. really think I might just make a weight training bench. I think that might be helpful to a lot of us. I've been looking at some online, getting some ideas, but we'll talk some more here in a little bit. One of the most common questions I get about my plans are how do I make the PDF plans from the SketchUp plans? And what I do is, here's SketchUp here. So I'll just export this as a 2D graphic. It's just File, Export, 2D graphic. I use just the Control D because I use that all the time, and then it pulls it up. I save it as a PNG image, and then I bring it into InDesign, and then in InDesign you just place it as an image. As for the cut list, I probably should do those in SketchUp, but I do them in Illustrator. So I just lay it out in Adobe Illustrator, and then I can also import that into InDesign. And then once I get all these pages step by step in a row, and once that's all done and I shoot the final photo, then I just export this as a PDF. In the comments yesterday, a lot of you made a really convincing argument for painting these black. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. At least I'll paint one side of them black, because then if I wanted to, I could flip it around and use the silver side, right? I think the justification for painting these black is that the overall color of the piece is, you know, dark-ish color, and that bright aluminum would kind of stand out and detract from the rest of the piece and the woodworking. So it kind of makes sense to make these a darker color. A couple other little odds and ends to take care of. First of all, I dropped one of those knobs on the ground and it broke. It's just like, looks like it was kind of maybe epoxied in there, I don't know. But again, I don't have any epoxy here, so rather than repair it, my wife collects weird things, and she collects, I don't know, drawer pulls, buttons, husbands, maybe not that. But she has more of these, so I can show you what these look like. This is what I was talking about. Look at that thing. Why does it have this long stem on it? It doesn't make any sense. What kind of drawer or door would you put that in? I don't know. So anyways, what I got to do is cut this thing down. Yeah, I know. I'm probably the only maker on YouTube that doesn't have any epoxy, but really I have no desire to make part of a boat, let alone a total boat. Well, I'm gonna have to wait one more day to wrap up the printer stand. It's just still tacky. I might as well just let it dry overnight, and then I can finish it all up, put the doors on and the little panels in place, and be done with this thing. But I'm already starting to think about that weight bench and what I want that to look like. I'm not quite sure. There's one that I saw a picture of that has storage built into it. I think that's a really cool idea, because I could keep my dumbbells in there and keep the sawdust off of them. Right now I'm just wrapping them in plastic bags. But it looks a little dorky, but I think it might work. Maybe I could modify it, make it a little less bulky than the one I've seen. And then the other is just more of a traditional one. There's one that actually can fold up into an incline bench. I'd really like to make that one, although the one with the storage would probably be more practical. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I think that's gonna be my next project. Anyways, I'll leave it off here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.